Pac-Man burst into the arcades in Japan in early 1980 and later the same year in the United States. It wasn't long before the cute character designs and addicting gameplay captured the hearts of boys and girls everywhere, which was quite the task considering most of the popular arcade games involved shooting. With Pac-Man raking in the corners in the arcades, Doug Neubauer, known for the massive Atari 8-bit hit Star Raiders, used the maze gameplay of Pac-Man and created the first officially licensed game based on the science fiction film series Alien, directed by Ridley Scott, for the Atari 2600 in 1982. Although in the credits and on the box art he is known as Dallas North, a pseudonym he used for 3 different games at the time. The Atari 2600 was not on par with the power of arcade machines at the time. The Pac-Man port, which was released the same year, was terrible, but it did sell over 1 million copies within the first month. Unfortunately, instead of the cute legendary yellow video game character adored across the world, you play as a nondescript human crew member of the Nostromo. Although, I guess the blue pixels are meant to be Ellen Ripley, the film's heroine. 3 colorful aliens, instead of ghosts, chase after the player as you move through the dark blue-tinted hallways of the spaceship. The aliens are chasing you, well, they don't look great. It's the Atari 2600, so you have to use your imagination, as you can interpret the pixels differently. They either have tiny legs and a massive gaping mouth, or are running with their heads up and their arms out in front of them. Your guess is as good as mine. Depending on whether you're using the A or B setting on the difficulty switch, the aliens either move randomly through the maze or follow set patterns. Instead of dots, you're removing alien eggs that are now littered throughout the ship. Yes, they've taken some liberties with the film, especially considering it was only a single alien and it didn't feature any eggs. Well, besides the one from LV-426, where the facehugger attached itself to King. Pulse rifles replaced the power pills, allowing you to, quote-unquote, eat the now blue aliens and send them retreating. They appear one at a time and are placed randomly throughout the maze. You're armed with a flamethrower that can temporarily stun an alien, giving you a much-needed additional second to head in the opposite direction. In practice, it barely functions, sometimes immobilizing a xenomorph, but most of the time, it doesn't do anything. After completing a level, you are given the chance to earn an extra life through a bonus level. Here, you start from the bottom of the screen and frogger your way to the top while packs of xenomorphs moves across the screen. It wouldn't be too bad, but the aliens tend to spawn almost in the middle of the screen, giving you zero chance to adjust your positioning. Simply put, Alien on the Atari 2600 is a decent Pac-Man clone, and a much better game than the port of Pac-Man that released the same year. It does leave plenty of room for the imagination, like many Atari games did at the time. The alien designs are certainly open to interpretation. Unfortunately, the flamethrower mechanic is broken, and those bonus levels are nearly impossible. Alien does have the exact background siren from the Pac-Man arcade game, and some crunchy sound effects on top of that, but the unholy noise when collecting a power pellet, the pulse rifle, may leave you scrambling to lower the volume.